So now let's discuss EBS versus EFS. So EBS volumes can be attached to only one instance at a time, and they are locked into a specific availability zone. So here's an example. We have our EC2 instance in the first AZ, and the EBS volume, as we can see, really is within that AZ and is only attached to one EC2 instance at a time. So we're seeing we have different types of EBS volumes. Some important ones is GP2, where the I/O will increase as the disk size increases, or the I/O1, where we can increase the I/O independently from the volume size, and this is great if you're running a critical database. If you want to migrate an EBS volume across a different availability zone, then you first need to take a snapshot, and then once you have the snapshot, you're going to restore the snapshot into another AZ, and that will create a new EBS volume into that AZ. And so while you do this EBS snapshots and use backups, that will use a lot of I/O on your EBS volumes, so it should be run only when your instance is not actively using your EBS volumes, otherwise you may get performance issues. Finally, the root EBS volumes of your instances will get terminated by default when your EC2 instance gets terminated, but this is a behavior that you can disable if you wanted to. So this should be something you master right now. This is very easy, this is EBS, and this is all you need to know. And now you should know that EFS is very different. So EFS is your elastic file system, and this one can be mounted to hundreds or thousands or instances across multiple availability zones. So these instances are running Linux, and as we can see, the EFS in this case sits outside of our AZ because it is multi-AZ. So you can use EFS mount targets that are going to be in specific AZ to mount between your EC2 instances all the way to your EFS drive. And so we can use EFS to share website files such as WordPress, and as I said, it is only for Linux instances because it is a POSIX file system, so it does not work for Windows. EFS is going to be more expensive than EBS, about 3 times more expensive, but if you wanted to do some cost saving, you can use EFS infrequent access as a storage tier and using a lifecycle policy to have these enhanced cost savings. And again, what you need to remember is that for EFS, you do get billed only for what you use on your EFS, whereas for EBS, you have to provision in advance a size that you know for your EBS drive, and you pay for the provision capacity, not the actual used capacity. So now you should remember, EFS is really for a network file system to be mounted across multiple instances. EBS is for a network file system, network volume that needs to be mounted only on one instance, and it is locked to an AZ. An instance store is to get the maximum amount of I/O onto an EC2 instance, but it is something you lose if you lose that instance, so it is an ephemeral drive, okay? Well, that's it. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next lecture.